Hey everybody, what's going on? Making this video today to kind of clear up some things that are going on in my life. I have a lot of family and friends who are connected to me through my social media, through my ARvibes platform, through my working career, and just all around in different areas, different places in the world. And I kind of wanted to just let everybody know where I'm at and what's going on and tell you a little bit about me and why I'm doing what I'm doing and where I'm going to be going. And hopefully I can inspire some people. Not everybody. Some people think some of the things I've done in my life recently are stupid, that I'm crazy, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going down the wrong path. It's something I feel like I needed to prove to the world. I've done it once. I'm going to tell you the story, briefly. I don't want to hold everybody up for, a long video. I just want to tell you the story and hopefully, again, inspire some people and, spread some love in the process. So, first thing I want to talk about is, a couple things. I want to talk about the life I had growing up. Not too detailed. I'm an open book. People who know me personally, I'll tell you all about the life I had growing up. I'm very proud of where I came from, who I've turned into, and the life I've lived. But I'm not going to get deep because I don't want this video to be too long. But I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the steps I've made with my work ethic from a child to where I am today in my career, which is unemployed by choice for the last 2 days, and where I see myself going and where I'm going to be going. So I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. So, first, for those of you who don't know, I'm one of nine. I have a big family, and my parents didn't raise me or my brothers and sisters. Actually, scratch that. My dad's raising two of my brothers who actually work on ARvibes with me, and it's been great. My mother raised my little sister, but the older half of us, we were given to my grandparents. It was just the wrong time in life to be our parents. And my grandmother, she raised me very well, very respectful, very old school, and she passed away when I was 17. So life really gave me a nice slap in the face. That was pretty much my mother, raised me since I was a baby, and then she was just taken away for some from cancer and some other reasons, no big deal. But some of the things I want to point out about that have been bothering me and things that I want to help other people understand and spread my awareness is my grandmother was the valedictorian of her high school. She worked in banking for a little bit. Her son went down the wrong path, which happens to people. We're put into a conforming world where we learn that we have to go to school. We have to shut down all the energy that we're built off of, all the excitement we have, all the love and positivity we have, and all the things we want to do, all the dreams we want to chase. And we're told to sit still, pay attention, take notes, and pass exams for a long time, for most of our young lives until we become adults. And that's just what you do. You do that, and then you go to work and you pay bills. So many people who I've interacted with have gone so far in their lives, and when they get to their 30s, 40s, they're miserable people. They're depressed. They're unsatisfied with the life choices they made, but they make good money and they know they're taking care of their family, so they accept it. They're okay. But deep down inside, they know there's other passions that they wish they'd chased, and they just didn't do it because they conformed to the world around them and where they were born and where they grew up, and they knew they had to stick to that class. So, like for instance, I was born in the lower class. Most people born in lower class stay in the lower class because that's where you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to get from the lower class to the middle class to the upper class. That's not supposed to happen. When it does happen, those are people with a lot of drive, a lot of energy, and people who can fight through pain and suffering and get to where they need to go. So again, my grandmother was the valedictorian of her high school, worked in banking for a little bit, and then gave up her life to take care of us children. And she was the best person that walked this planet. Anyone who knew my grandmother would tell you the same thing. Best person ever. And again, she could have did anything she wanted. She could have chased her dreams, but she had a very, very tough life growing up. She never knew her own father. Very tough life growing up. And she was depressed. She was one of the most depressed people I've ever met. She had anxiety, but she was also the most loving person I ever met. And again, I just want to point out, we do this to our children, people. We teach them to focus on things that don't matter in life. Yes, they matter because you need to get by and you need money to live, but there's so many things that don't matter. They're secondary to your happiness, finding your purpose, finding a meaningful, fulfilling life. And people don't focus on that unless they're taught, like, hey, you can do this. You can really be whatever you want to be. The people that tell you that as a child, they're not just saying it to make you feel good. It's the truth. You can be whatever you want to be. The universe works in crazy ways. Once you understand how the universe works and energy, and you understand when you control your own mind and focus on positive things, positive anticipation, you understand that life works in a great way when you want it to work in a great way, you really can build the life you want, have anything you want. I've done it. So, I point out my grandma because that's the opposite of what I want people to do and what I was supposed to do with my life. I went through a period of depression, anxiety. When I was younger, I had anger issues, bottled up. I don't know what it would be. I feel very passionate that I was communicating about something, and if other people didn't understand where I was coming from, it just bottled up. I'd hit doors, I'd hit walls. I never hit people. I've always been a loving person, but it was bottled up. Over time, I learned that I can control my energy, I can control my own emotions, I can get past that, and I can build the life I want. And that's exactly what I did. So, on to the next step of my working career. I started off picking corn on a farm. I believe I made $8 an hour at the time. From there, I worked in pizza parlors. I was a manager at a pizza place. I worked in gas stations. I've done all types of little jobs that you do when you're supposed to get out of high school. While you're in high school, mind you, I was working while I was still going to school. I chose the working pattern at the same time. And from there, it just kind of progressed. I ended up working at my school doing landscaping in the summer, which got me more interested in the outside work, construction, landscaping. I went to a trade school, did a trade that I probably shouldn't have done. I did masonry. I hated it. I don't know why I did it. There was no trades at my trade school that I found relevant. There was nothing really around technology, and then when there was, they were pretty basic, low level. There's not much you can do when you're done high school. Good job, go to college. College is another thing I feel very overrated. Yeah, it's great when you want a high end job like a doctor or a lawyer. There's certain jobs where you don't have a choice, you need to go to college, but there's so many rewarding jobs and so many things that you could do without a college degree. And I know so many people who have done it. I know people personally who didn't even finish high school and have worked in roles that most of my connections have worked in, VPs, directors, and all they had to do was tell people they finished high school and fake their way through it. That's the sad part about our world. People who can communicate how they want can do whatever they want, and other people just conform and do what they're told to do. So let's get back to my life pattern. I did tons of construction. I did roofing, siding, painting, tiling. Never liked it. Wasn't my passion. Couldn't be happy with work, but I knew I had to pay bills and take care of my son. From there, I progressed into auto glass. It was more reliable. Let's change windshields. I'll get trained on a trade. This is cool. Pays a little bit more money. And over time, it wasn't paying the bills right. I needed to do more. I always knew there was something in me that I needed to do more. It wasn't the drive for money. It was the drive for a happy and successful life, which unfortunately in the world we live in, you need money for a happy, successful life. At least that's how I've always felt. So from there, I got into higher end construction, making more money. And at one point, I had a little incident. It wasn't anything serious. I fell off of a ladder. I didn't get hurt. Nothing broke on my body, but it scared me enough where I was like, this is not what I want to do. I don't want to do construction. I'm good at it, but it's not for me. What do I do? Took a quick little mental break, maybe a week or two off from work. And again, I have a child, and my child was very young at the time. And I was like, hey, I gotta do something. Give me an idea. My cousin Christina calls me and says, hey, come work in this call center, business to business call center, and you set meetings for salespeople and technology companies. I was so against it. I'm like, no way. I'm not gonna sit there and call people all day and set up meetings. Like I'm not being cocky, but I know I'm too good to do something like that. At least I thought that way at the time. But when in reality, I needed that to get me through my career, and I didn't know what was happening in the beginning. So I got into it. I said, fine, I'll give it a shot. Naturally, I was very good at being a BDR, setting up meetings. I became a top performer within like my first 2 months at the company. In the 5 years I stayed there, I got promoted to every role. I was the trainer. I was a senior BDR. I was a program manager. I did direct sales there. I got promoted to the parent company to do the sales on the outbound side and the inbound side. So I did a little bit of everything, but it was a mom and pop shop. It was a family owned business. They couldn't afford to pay me. And they knew that. They were honest about it. I knew my talents that I've gotten there could take me somewhere else. I was very grateful. I was very appreciative of what they taught me and where I was going to go. And I used those skills I learned to get to the next level, which was taking a step down. Mind you, I was a program manager. I was probably the second highest power in that company. I hate using that word, but the structure was a little different. There was a general manager, and if I had to put it in that sense, I guess I would say I was like a top three on the management team, I guess. And I took a step down to go be a BDR at a security company, the company I just left working at, unfortunately. But again, it was a great opportunity for me. At first, I questioned it. I said, I don't want to go back to being a BDR. I do not enjoy prospecting all day, every day. It's not my passion. I'm good at it. I don't want to do it. But at the time, it was double my pay as a program manager. And I was like, I might as well go make more money, take care of my kid, and keep growing my life and follow these steps until something better comes. So I did. I was also very adamant with my VP at the time about, hey, I'll do this, but I'm not doing this for more than a year. I've done this too many times, too long in my life. I'll do it for a year, but my passion now would be to get into a sales role. I want to progress and get into an actual outside sales role, which I've done before, but I want to do it for a specific company. Okay, Alex, let's see what we can do. I did it for a while, did very well, no issues. Ended up getting promoted to inside sales of a sense. They created a role for me, I would say, where I was selling our cheapest product to small accounts, which was okay. It was fun. It was a teaching process. I was learning how to do the direct sales through the security company. But very quickly, I caught on to the fact of, okay, I'm selling our cheapest product to very small companies. This isn't what I want to be doing either. It's okay. It's okay. It's paying a little bit better than the BDR. And again, I was still driven by the money, which is not that important. And I went to the next step. I ended up getting promoted one more time, and I got a little bit more of a territory to sell into, and I could sell other products and services. So it felt good for a little bit. Um, I knew more was to come still, and I was passionate about what my career path was. I was going to make it. From there, our Canadian sales rep left the job. He wasn't really satisfied with how it was going. So my mentality, I go to our CEO and I say, hey, sink or swim. Let me have that role. I can handle it. And they tell me, we're looking for somebody who lives in Canada. I say, I totally respect that. I totally understand that. The world's changed. You don't need to be face to face with everybody every day. We have video communication. We have phones. If you need to travel, I will travel and meet people. I'm willing to travel. I'm willing to take this test. Again, sink or swim. If I don't handle it, you can get rid of me. So they give me the job. It was great. Made a lot of great connections throughout my time in Canada. A lot of you are connected to me on LinkedIn, so I appreciate that. And I got shut off from all my access. I quit my job, which I've never done in my life, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I got all my access shut off. I don't have any of my contacts except on LinkedIn, so I will go through at some point and reach out to all of my customers, my former customers, and contacts, and just give you a nice goodbye, and hopefully we can all stay connected and continue to grow our relationship in different ways. Um, but before we get to that, so I get promoted to that role, and it went very well. My first year, I sold almost as much as the Canadian sales rep that was there before me, and sold more than anybody else that has sold in that territory, which felt really good. It made me feel positive about what I was doing. I knew I was on the right path. I knew I didn't hit my quota. I was definitely under. My quota was 1 million that year. I believe I sold around 800,000. But it felt really good. It was my first full year doing it, and then I hit my next year, and no hard feelings towards the company. But this last year has been different. There were a lot of changes. I had a VP come into place that made things very difficult for me at a time. But I'm also very grateful for him, and I'm not going to throw his name out and for that reason. But I'm very grateful for him because he also taught me a lot. As hard as he was on me, and as frustrating as it made me feel, as frustrating as I would get working with him and the rest of the people on the sales team, a lot of people were frustrated working with him, but I also got a lot of value out of him, and I totally understood business at a higher level, at a bigger picture because of him. So I'm very grateful for the time he was my VP and what he taught me, even though he also fueled a lot of negative energy in me and made it hard for me to work there. And after that, things just never really went back to normal. He ended up getting terminated for different reasons, and things just never changed for the better for me. I tried to communicate. I felt like I had different challenges that were holding me back. I knew I could excel in the role. I knew I could hit my numbers, but there were different challenges that are out of my control that I couldn't, that I had that I had no choice of. So I would communicate that and try to share my frustration, and I'd get feedback of, yeah, you're right. We're gonna fix this. Don't worry. We'll get to it. But at the same time, I had a ton of pressure of, you're not hitting your numbers. It doesn't look like you're gonna hit your numbers. You're not doing what you're doing. And the message I want to share, and it's no disrespect to anybody, but if you're working with a team of people, not just salespeople, a team of people who have numbers to hit or any type of project-based goal, you can't stress them out constantly. You can't. Pressure is good. Yes, we need pressure. The most beautiful things like diamonds come from pressure. But you have to understand when pressure is needed and how pressure should be applied. When you have people who you're just constantly stressing out, and these same people are communicating with others on their team that they're all very stressed out, and then the whole community and the whole company realizes people are all not doing as well as they should be doing, there's a reason for that. And instead of listening to your employees' frustration, people focus on the big picture, the money, and that's the wrong thing. When you create happy employees, when you focus on the health and wellness of your employees, when you do things to make them want to come to work and satisfy them, they produce. I promise you. Look at some of the most successful companies. That's how they treat their employees. They treat them with respect, and they let them enjoy their life while they work. On a side note, the company I just worked for, I don't want to make it sound like I'm bashing them because that was the best company I've ever worked for in my life. It was a great company. It was the best home and work balance. I worked from home. I had to go into the office a few times. I got to travel. They paid for me to get my passport. The first time I'm having a passport, because again, I come from a big family. There wasn't a lot of travel. They paid for that. I'm very grateful for everything I got out of that company. But I myself started a movement called ARvibes with my brothers and my friend Larry. AR Vibes. You don't see much of it on LinkedIn because out of respect for my career path and my company that I was working for, I didn't really want to post anything there. I did post my title for it, but I didn't feel comfortable really posting anything. Even though I was working at night and on the weekends, I didn't feel comfortable posting content on LinkedIn. I didn't feel like I didn't think it was respectable to the company. So with that, I stuck to Facebook, Instagram. We're making a YouTube channel recently. And what I've realized is I was connecting with myself. I was learning to be more self aware. I was learning to focus on my happiness, my mindfulness, my well being, and my son and my family around me. And what I've come to realize is you can't keep going to work and doing things that cause too much stress. I'm good at sales. I'm very good at sales. I like sales. It's not that I don't enjoy doing it. I'm good at it. But when I feel like when I wake up in the morning, I feel like, okay, it's time to go work and I'm not like excited for it, that's not for me. Most people that are watching this video are not excited when they get up to go to work. And to me, that is a problem. I might be crazy. I might be different. Some people are going to judge me, but you need to be happy to enjoy your life. Find your purpose. Get self aware with yourself. Learn what makes you happy. Find something that makes you happy and make that a business. Throughout my journey, I've realized what makes me happy is helping other people, giving advice. I've had friends tell me, Alex, you're the free psychiatrist I never had. Thank you. Like you should have went to school for to be a psychiatrist. I didn't like school. I did very well in school, but I did not like school. School was not for me, and I knew that I was very creative. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I knew I was better. Not, I don't want to say better than school, but I knew school was going to hold me down. I got good grades, all A's and B's, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I did it because I knew I had to sit there. I knew I had to learn, write down on paper what they said, study it, take a test, and pass. I knew that, so I did it. But I hated school. I tried college 3 times: criminal justice, psychology, and then art. I went for a passion, and art wasn't for me either. I'm very passionate about art. I love art, but tried it in college for a little bit, and I'm not as much of an artist as I thought I was. So I just realized it wasn't for me. Um, where I'm going with this is with AR Vibes, my movement focuses on the law of attraction. And for those of you who don't know it, the best way I can describe the law of attraction is it's learning how to connect with the universe, understanding energy, how energy works, your mind, your body, your soul, learning how to connect on a deeper level, and learning that when you focus your energy on positive things, when you understand that you anticipate almost every single thing you do. In fact, I believe you do anticipate every single thing you do. You have to focus on how you're going to anticipate that. And you don't think of that. It's a quick process in your brain, but you focus on how you anticipate about that. When you go into things anticipating negative thoughts, you think negative things are going to happen, negative things will happen. You manifest them into your life. When you focus on positive things and you learn to adapt the energies around you to always focus on positive and learn how to read the signs and find the positive in things, life just opens up and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Again, some people are saying, wow, what's going on with Alex? He's going crazy. No, I've woken up. I understand more about life now than I ever have growing up, and I've always thought I was connected with life. And you're supposed to be happy. That's all that matters. When I ask my son, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? He used to tell me an athlete. I love that. Why? Because I love sports. That's awesome. But I want to hear people say when you ask your kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? The word should be happy. And then you should help them find a career path and schooling that makes them happy. Not, hey, do you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer? What if they have no clue what they want to be? Most people don't know what they want to be until they're in college and they're like, I don't know. But now it's too late because mom and dad paid for you to go be a lawyer. That's what you're going to do now. But now you're in law school and you're like, I really don't know if I really want to be a lawyer. It's too late. You feel horrible wasting your parents' time and money. You're going to go be a lawyer and you're just going to suffer and you're going to be depressed and you're going to help people get off from bad things they've done and you're going to feel terrible about it. And I know people who are lawyers who have gotten people off of some bad things and feel terrible about what they did, but it pays their bills very well, takes care of them. Money is all that matters. Again, so my company is all about the law of attraction and positive anticipation. That is all it's about. We do sell a few products that are meant to be daily reminders. And we have watches, wallet phone cases, shirts, laptop stickers, basic stuff that are literally meant to just be a constant reminder. With me, I wear a bracelet or I have a laptop sticker. And what I do is whenever I start to feel any negative energy around me and I start to think negative, I constantly just look back and I remember, all right, calm down. You're good. Find the positive. Keep moving forward. And over time, it just became very natural where I just find the positive in everything. And I got to a point in my life this week where, I felt like it was time for me to move to the next purpose in life, which is ARvibes. And I make no money on ARvibes. I've gotten commission checks from my job in sales and invested thousands into ARvibes to just lose money, but it doesn't bother me. it's a passion. It feels good when someone tells me they've gotten value out of ARvibes, and a lot of people are saying that to me lately, and it does really genuinely make me feel good. Like I'm helping people. I am trying to help make the world aware. I'm trying to connect the world. I'm trying to help people understand that we don't need to be miserable, depressed, anxiety-filled people. We can be happy and enjoy life. And that's what I'm doing. So I quit my job. I've never quit a job in my entire life. I've never been fired from a job in my entire life. I'm a great employee, in my opinion. I've always had good things said about me as an employee, but something told me, and it's been a strong, strong intuition. The more I've connected, that it was time. It was time to try to focus on ARvibes. The risk involved is ridiculous. I just quit a job where I'm making, I don't want to get too personal, but making over $130,000 a year. Quit a job with no backup plan, no money in my savings. My quick reaction plan is I'm probably going to drive Uber for a little bit and see the type of connections I make, because I feel with the positive anticipation I have and the understanding I have for the universe and how it works and how the law of attraction works, I feel like this is just meant to happen. I know I'm not going to make a lot of money doing Uber. I'm going to make money to pay my bills and take care of my son. Basic level. I'm not going to have Movado watches and trips. I'm not going to be able to do the things I was doing working for the security company. I'm okay with that because I'm going to help people still, and that is what makes me feel good. That is my purpose in life. That makes me feel like I have a meaning in this life. When I get up and I help somebody and someone calls me and says, hey, you really just helped me, man. You helped me. I'm not dropping a name. I have a friend who genuinely wanted to kill themselves. They were going through a very, very, very hard breakup with kids involved, wanted to kill themselves. And he called me and said, can you please just talk to me every night, man? Be a good friend. I did that. I did that until I knew he was okay, and we still talk. And there's nothing wrong with that. It felt genuinely good that he reached out to me to ask me to be there for him. Like he trusted me to be that person to help him feel better about himself. And I felt that was a big mission on me that I had to help him. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it made me feel good. That's one of the best feelings I ever have. When someone comes to me and says, wow, you really helped me change this, that, or this, or you really helped me understand the law of attraction, and now I just did this, this, and this with my life. Thanks, Alex. I really appreciate that. That is my goal because somebody else did that for me. I have a mentor, Jay Shetty, who I don't even know personally. He's never met me. I've been following him for the last 3 years, and he has changed my life dramatically in the good. So, end of my story. I don't want to keep this too long. I kind of wanted you to just get my life a little bit. I came from nothing, made something of myself. I always knew I was going to do that. Since I was a child, it's hard to explain. All my brothers and sisters went different ways. I went up. I knew I was going to do it. I told them as a child. I've always focused on it. I manifested the life I wanted, and now I just quit my job. And some people would say you threw away your life. What are you doing? I don't see it as that. I quit my job for the first time in my life to chase my passion. And I understand how life works. If it doesn't work out, I'm not giving up on my passion. I will still focus on my passion, but I will also get another job at the same time. It's not that I hated working in sales. I knew it was a great career path. I knew it paid my bills. But I want to be happy, and I really want to feel meaningful and purposeful to people. And that's my goal in life. So I appreciate every one of my connections, everyone who supported me on the journey, people who are worried about me right now and think that things are going bad. Please don't worry about me. I'm going to show you what I did before, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to make something out of myself, and I'm going to help others make something out of their self. I'm going to help all the people who grew up in lower level, poverty, poor with me, who had no support, where other people have these great lives and they're just born into money and they get the job they want because mom and dad give them the job. I'm trying to help you people who are with me, the lower level, the middle class, get out of there. You can do it. You have to control your mindset. They want you to think that you can be nothing growing up. People who live in ghettos and poors, they want you to think that you are going to be nothing. So you sell drugs. You steal stuff. You don't have to do that. Follow me, and it is my passion. I will try to help anyone I can. Anyone wants to reach out to me, I'll do my best. I am not a social worker. I'm not a counselor. I'm not perfect. But I do feel I am genuinely a good-hearted person, and I love helping people that I can help. So again, if you want to join my community, it's Anticipation Rock Vibes or ARvibes. www.arvibes.com. I appreciate all the support. If you don't buy a single product, I am okay with that. I still appreciate you for following. And my main goal here is to spread the message, spread the word. I went my whole life knowing I was going to create what I wanted. I've always known about the law of attraction, but I had no idea what the law of attraction was. It took a friend of mine to say, hey, do you know about the law of attraction? I said, no, what's the law of attraction? And I learned, and it instantly just connected with my soul. I knew that's what I was already doing in life, and I knew that's where I was going, and I knew I had to excel and continue to understand. And now I've never felt so connected with the world, with nature, with life. and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. So, for people who have reached out to me to offer me jobs, I appreciate you. I'm not ready yet. If this goes downhill, and I don't think it will, I'm very confident it's going to go how I want it to, because I'm spreading love, awareness, and a great message of positive anticipation. I'm doing a great thing here, and I want people to get value out of this. If people don't, I will work again in a sales role probably. But I just wanted to share that message because I want people to understand you can do what you want. You can build the life you want. Don't be afraid to take a risk. Yes, it's scary. Yes, I'm a little nervous that I just quit my job. I pay child support for my son, and trust me, I don't plan on missing a single payment. I pay $700 a month for my brand new Honda Civic Type R. People are like, why the hell did you just buy a Honda Civic Type R 2 months ago and then quit your job? What are you doing? Again, I can't really explain it. It's kind of hard for me to get that message out. It just felt so right to me. And I've been reading all the signs around me in this universe, and it's the most beautiful thing you can do. Once you learn to read energy and read signs, it is the most beautiful thing I've ever known how to do. And I am making life I want. Everything around me is making me happy. The only thing that was hurting me was my career path. For some reason, it was great. It was giving me all the money I wanted, but some reason it was hurting me. And I figured out I just needed to chase my purpose in life. So thank you, everybody who's supported me so far. Thank you, everyone who's going to support me in the future. And for those of you who, again, are in that lower level and you're stuck and you feel like I can never get out of this, I'm just meant to suffer down here, don't. Follow ARvibes. I promise you I will do the best I can to grow the messages, to get more out there in the community. I have more time to focus on this now, and my goal is to help you all understand you can be whatever you want. You just have to learn how to control your energies in your mind and focus them on the things you want and manifest them, and stop focusing on negative. You're going to have negative around you. You have to find that and you have to eliminate it. It's hard. I have friends I had to cut out of my life because I could tell they were negative, and I had to think deeply. I had to get self-aware. I had to meditate, and I would realize, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be friends with that person. And then there's others you know are supposed to be in your life. Learn how to connect. Trust your intuition and enjoy your life. Thank you, everybody. And I hope in a year or 2 years I'm back on here and all my dreams have come true, and we're sharing videos with other friends in my community who are telling you all about their dreams that just came true. And hopefully we just keep spreading love and peace around the world. There's so many wars around our world in all these countries. It doesn't need to happen. When are we going to realize we are all just humans? We all want love and peace, but we all want to hurt each other. Why? Come on, people. Wake up, connect. Start focusing on positive anticipation. Change your lives for the better. If you wake up every morning and you're not happy to go to work, start learning how to self-assess. Learn how to find a passion. Think back to when you were a child, when your imagination was at its highest level, where it's supposed to be, the thing that schools teach us to get rid of, your imagination. And then they tell you, don't worry. When you're an adult, you can use your imagination again and do whatever you want. But what happens when you're an adult, people? We all have done this. We have all gone to school. We've all went through the process. And we all know when you're done, most of us are depressed, have anxiety, or we go to college. Come on, people. Figure it out. I hope my message resonates with some people. And I hope I didn't offend anybody. That was not my mission. And if anyone thought I was trying to bash the company I work for, you're wrong. That was the best company I've ever worked for. It was a great career. And I'm so thankful for all the opportunities and everything I learned there that were meant to happen. Everything happens for a reason. And I was meant to work there to get me to this next journey in my life. And I'm very excited to see where I go. Remember, people, thoughts become things. Check me out on ARvibes.com. Thank you, everybody. If you want to follow the Facebook group, it's anticipation_rock_vibes, ARvibes at the end. And then on Instagram, it's anticipation_rock_vibes. And I'm sorry I went a little too quick, but on the Facebook, there's no underscore. That's only on Instagram. Facebook's just Anticipation Rock Vibes, ARvibes. So feel free to follow us. We will have a YouTube channel coming soon. I have a bunch of interviews lined up. So we're going to be connecting with some, I got a friend who's about to have his first pro MMA fight. He's undefeated as an amateur. I've seen this kid fight. He is amazing. He should be in the UFC already. This is the law of attraction, people. You're going to see how he does it. He's going to go from where he came from, Lowell, Massachusetts, and he's going to make it just like I'm going to make it. Just like all the people that connect with us and are trying to understand this, and they all want to make it as well. Watch out for some of our interviews. And if the law of attraction is helping you in your life and you've gotten great things in your life and you are thinking the way I'm thinking, and you and I have never connected, but you're one of my connections on LinkedIn or Facebook, anything, and this resonates with you, please message me, reach out, because you could be somebody I would like to interview. We're going to have a studio to interview, and it's going to be amazing, and we want to spread this message more. Get it out there. One last thing, if you haven't read the book or seen the movie on Netflix called The Secret, highly recommended. It will help change your life a little bit, I promise. Just understand it a little more, and you will be as happy as you can be. Thanks, everybody.